On January 28th, 2021, at 7:43 p.m., a friend of mine opened up a Minecraft server for my friends and I to use. It was designed to only last a short while, and I never expected it to be active for longer than a month. What I didn't know was that the server would soon expand into a long and treacherous journey, plagued with backstabbing and rocky alliances. Those of you watching this may not know the truth behind the events of the server. Some of you may not have even heard of it. Regardless, this server became one known for two things: factions and betrayal. This is the story of the Coolness Mr. E, SMP. Alright, let's recap. There are currently two main factions in the server, Simp City and Lamb Park. Lamb Park consists of just Evan and I, while Simp City consists of Izzy, the president, Emma, the vice president, and the citizens Callie and Dune Dealer. There's also Christopher and Wyatt, who each settled in their own bases, with Christopher designating himself as the Mountain King, and Wyatt naming his base the USSR. Simp City focused on building up walls and trying to keep mobs out, while Lamb Park focused on getting fully enchanted gear through villagers. Although there was just almost a complete war, tensions were currently very low, and the server was ready to enter into a period of peace. Evan and I almost had enough resources for our gear, and things were looking up. That was, until Evan added one individual: his stepdad, Eric. There were two things that I made clear when Evan wanted to base with me. First off, no one should be told of our base, and no traces should be left to lead people to our base. Second off, if anyone found our base, they'd be immediately killed. Evan had mentioned that Eric would be joining the server and living near Lamb Park, but we were both in agreement that he would neither join the faction or live there. On top of that, I didn't even know his username, and there were already a few people in the server that I didn't know, ones that barely played, so they're not even mentioned in this documentary. So if I saw him on, I wouldn't know who he was. So as you can imagine, when I logged on one day, saw some random rummaging through our chests, I told him to put the stuff back. And when he didn't respond in chat, I killed him. After I told Evan of the incident, he informed me that the person I killed was his stepdad, and soon after, Eric declared war on Lamb Park. Soon after this, Evan and I kicked things into high gear. I crafted us diamond armor and quickly grinded XP to enchant it. I made us each fully enchanted swords and crafted golden apples with the resources we had. I was not going to let Eric beat us in PvP. After I felt like we were properly prepared, I logged off for the night. And then Evan got to some work of his own. You see, this whole stepdad situation put Evan in an awkward position. His initial plan to have us ally with Eric wasn't going to work anymore, as me killing Eric wasn't something Eric would easily forgive. So now Evan would have to choose. Would he stick with me and defeat Eric, or would he betray me and play the double agent for his stepdad? He decided to sleep on it, and quickly made an underground bunker to store any items he might want to keep in the event he would betray me. When he got on the next day, it seemed his stepdad wanted to make that decision as soon as possible. While Evan and I were offline, he went to work, setting fire to Lamb Park and activating a raid there, putting our villagers at risk. Evan was able to log in time to stop the raid, but found that our villagers were missing, presumably killed by Eric. The attack sent a clear message to Evan: Lamb Park was no longer safe. I got on soon after, and Evan told me what went down. I suggested we move immediately, and began making a tunnel in the nether to get us very far away. I made a bunker in a mountain far enough away that Eric would never find it, and began moving our more important items over. I also found our villagers, which were just buried underneath their usual spot. It was at this time I decided to start calling Eric Evan's stepdad, without the apostrophe and S. It started off as a joke, but it ended up staying, and Eric even decided to take on the title himself. I got off soon after moving our stuff, planning to move our villagers the next day, once again leaving Evan alone to think. He made the decision to lie about his secret bunker, and claim he made it while I was off, and tell me about it the next day. He didn't want to move all the way to a new location, and he figured the bunker wouldn't be found even if it was right next to Lamb Park. With that settled, he had to make a decision. By all accounts, we were losing the war so far. Lamb Park was completely exposed, and Evan had no idea where Evan Stepdad's base was. We were fighting a war against an enemy we couldn't attack. There was no way to win. He would just beat us down and force us into hiding. That was, until Evan's stepdad made one fatal mistake. Evan's stepdad allied himself with Simp City. While not a lot of information, that could mean he was living near Simp City, which gave us an idea of his location. This could be what Lamb Park needed to turn the tides of the war. I got on the next day, and Evan told me about his new underground base that he just made. I was very against the idea of staying in the same area, but Evan convinced me it was a good idea due to us still being near our XP farm. I relented and moved our villagers into it. We decided to name our new home the Refuge, the final bastion of Lamb Park. This underground base would be our stronghold, our final hiding place. If Evan's stepdad found it, all would be over. Evan got off that night, and I decided to get to work. I'd been monitoring Evan's stepdad's movements with a locator map on Simp City, keeping track of where he most often was. I'd heard from the members of Simp City that he'd been giving them food in exchange for protecting them, and had built a trident out of redstone blocks as a symbol of his protection. I figured if his base was anywhere, it was under Simp City. So I took my pickaxe and broke the first rule of Minecraft, digging straight down next to his trident. And before I knew it, I discovered what I had been looking for. His base was pretty simple, similar in doctrine to the Refuge, but it seemed like I missed my mark, as there were no chests in sight. I dug at a few of the walls, but eventually gave up, marking down the ladder entrance he had made. I told Evan about it the next day, and showed him the base. It seemed things were finally turning in our favor. We decided we'd wait until Evan's stepdad was on, then we'd make our attack. Evan also added his two younger stepbrothers, who we referred to as the Gemini twins. They quickly took to Evan's stepdad's side, but didn't really do much besides make a shack. With the stepdad problem currently on hold, someone in the server had been causing a bit of drama. Christopher, the Mountain King, had been hyping himself up a bit too much. He only had iron armor and no allies, and his base was far from impressive. On top of that, he wasn't even in a mountain or extreme hills biome. His base was a windswept hills biome, and it didn't even look like a mountain. Because of this, a lot of people were thinking of dethroning the Mountain King, and I was one of them. On February 7th, Izzy and Dune Dealer took over his base while he was off, and I decided to join them. We messaged Christopher, challenging him to a fight, saying for every minute he didn't show up, we would kill one of his dogs. We killed a lot of his dogs. When he finally showed up, he quickly crafted diamond gear and attacked Izzy and Dune Dealer. I let them fight, but Christopher easily defeated them with his better gear. I was gonna leave it at that, finding the whole thing kinda funny, but then he decided to try attacking me. With his health already lowered, all it took was one hit, and Fire Aspect 2 did the rest of the work. He burned to death in his own hall. I let him keep his armor, but I went ahead and looted his secret chest he got the diamonds for the gear from. From then on, no one would call him the Mountain King. After that, Evan and I created a strip mine in the nether for netherite, and using the wool we had been accumulating from our sheep farm, gathered enough scrap to fully convert our armor and swords to netherite. After adding some extra enchantments to our armor, all we were missing was soul speed to achieve max enchants. The next day, on February 14th, Evan's stepdad logged on while both Evan and I were on the server. We quickly made our way to Sim City and descended down his ladder. Evan's stepdad was completely caught by surprise. He had the hole that led to his chest room open, and I quickly ran in, popped strength, and killed him before he could even react. He only had partially enchanted diamond gear, so he was really no match for what we had. Izzy came down the ladder to see what was up, and we all started taunting Evan's stepdad in the chat. I gave him his stuff back to be generous, and we left for Lamb Park. The next day, there was quite a bit of drama going on in the server's Discord. Izzy was complaining about how I had stolen stuff from her, but then she offered to trade me stuff she had stolen from me for her items. So like, we were both stealing, so she couldn't really complain because she stole from me first. Like, she didn't even have to say that, she just made the situation worse for her. I don't get what the point was. Evan's stepdad also had some messages to send. He said he had declared a demilitarized zone around Simp City, so we couldn't do any more combat there and potentially endanger its citizens. This was kinda dumb because 1, killing Simpsidians was my primary hobby on the server, and 2, that's where his base was, so he was really just trying to stop us from attacking him. Evan and I decided to not comply with the supposed treaty, as it was clearly just cope for me killing him earlier. Evan had also been doing some very annoying things. He had been leaving the block covering the entrance to the refuge open, even overnight and when we weren't on, meaning anyone passing by could just stumble into it. I told him to keep it shut always, and only remove it when leaving and entering, and to keep it shut even when he was inside the refuge. Despite this, he kept insisting that it was fine, and that no one would find the entrance. This, of course, annoyed me a lot, but I decided to just drop it. If something bad happened, I would be proven right, and if nothing bad happened, then no harm, no foul. I got off for the day after doing some blatant treaty breaking and theft, leaving Evan alone again. Things were looking up for Lampark. We had found Evan Stepdad's secret base and made him look pathetic. I'd killed our rival in seconds without taking any damage. By all means, we had completely turned things around. But that was the problem. Evan's goal on the server was pretty simple. All he really wanted was to have more power than Simp City, and allying with me made that very easy. My constant bullying of them and their own incompetence kept them in check. But I'm a much more ambitious person than Evan. He knew I wanted more. He knew I wanted to have a proper war with Simp City, to finish what we started in January. And the only thing stopping me from doing that was Evan Stepdad. If we continued at this rate, Evan Stepdad would be no more. And it wouldn't be long before the server died from me destroying everything. My display in Evan Stepdad's base the other day made Evan's decision for him. For the sake of the server, Evan would betray me for his stepdad. To show his loyalty to Evan's stepdad, Evan teamed up with the Gemini twins to move all the stuff from the refuge to a little hidey hole near Simp City. He also decided to entrust Izzy in moving the stuff, as Evan's stepdad's alliance with Simp City was still in effect. When Izzy got to the refuge, she confessed to Evan that she had already found the place, due to the entrance being left open. As part of their alliance, he also gave Evan's stepdad the Lampark Bible, and Evan's stepdad replaced it with the Stepdad Book, which contained this Lord of the Rings quote. "I do not deny that my heart has greatly desired this. In a place of a dark lord, we will have a king. Not dark, but beautiful as the evening, and terrible as the dawn. Treacherous as the sea. All shall love me and despair." With the Stepdad book set, Evan messaged me the next day, saying we had been raided and our possessions taken. Admittedly, I was more annoyed at Evan than I was at Evan's stepdad. From my perspective, this had only happened because Evan kept leaving the entrance open, and I was done with being a sitting target for Evan's stepdad. To make things worse, when I got on the next day, our villagers had escaped their area and were all missing. I assumed they had escaped to the Nether, but I couldn't find them there, so either they died in the Nether, or Evan's stepdad killed them. I ruled out the latter, as he didn't kill them when he had the chance last time, and the door to their area was left open, so the Nether made the most sense. On top of that, if they did escape because the door was left open, that would be another point towards Evan's incompetency for me. This is even worse than losing our stuff too, as without our villagers we were not only losing our mending monopoly, but also our ability to get more gear. I got off, but was told by Evan later to get on. Evan was beginning to get cold feet about betraying me, and decided to try and get my trust back. He claimed that he had interrogated the Gemini twins to give up the location of our stuff, and had gotten some coordinates. I got on, and he led me over to the area where they had stashed everything. All of our stuff was there, except the Lampark Bible. While this was intended to get me more at Evan's side, all it did was make me suspicious. It just didn't make any sense. Why would the Gemini twins give him the information? Why would everything be there besides the Bible? We had other valuables, why not also put them somewhere else? And why would our stuff be left in a random hidey hole? Wouldn't Evan's stepdad and the Gemini twins keep it at their bases? None of it added up. I decided to stop living at the refuge, moving my possessions to a small bunker near Simp City, and taking some nether wart to start my own farm as well. I was still be part of Lampark, but I couldn't live with Evan anymore. I just didn't believe in his ability to keep things secret. For the last few weeks, I'd been attempting to convince a friend of mine to join. He and I both shared a disdain for Bedrock Edition, but he had a more personal hatred for it, dying and losing all of his stuff to its glitches before. But after getting him into the Discord and interacting with the server's members, he finally relented and joined. Enter my #1 partner in crime, Dominic.
Swan and I had known each other for years before the start of the server, well before they knew any of the members. We met in a public server in Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare back in 2016, and bonded over it in Garden Warfare 2. We've been inseparable since, even building some pretty impressive stuff together in Minecraft. Safe to say, if Swan had a problem, I'd be there to back them up. I joined the server in late February. Swan did a bit where they pretended to summon me into the server, while Emma and Izzy watched. After joining, Swan and I immediately began looting Simp City, stealing their stuff so I could get some starting gear while Izzy tried and failed to stop us. After that, we traveled to Christopher's base where I intimidated him into giving me his diamond pants. After a nice day of bothering people, I logged off, waiting for when Swan would need me again.
With another ally under my belt, and a more competent one at that, I felt more confident to take down Evan Stepdad for good. All I needed to do was find his new base, with or without Evan's help. On March 2nd, Evan got his fucking identity stolen. Someone got access to his debit card, so his bank shut it down. This meant that the server was no longer receiving payments, so it shut down. Evan tried to get it back up, but was unsuccessful, and a lot of people left, including Wyatt and Dune Dealer. The only people left waiting were myself, Izzy, Emma, Callie, Christopher, Evan's stepdad, the Gemini twins, and Dominic. Thankfully, after 27 days, on March 29th, Evan got the server back up. Some new people were added to the server to offset those we lost. Evan added his friends Dylan and Skylar, and Christopher added his friend Charlie. Dylan became a quick ally of Evan, who helped him create a small base they called the Pog Estate. Skylar made a small underground base near Simp City, which was dangerously close to mine. Thankfully, he became inactive relatively soon, due to dying in a really bullshit way.
Alright, so this is what happened. I was mining to make a storage room for a solid 20 minutes, and then all of a sudden this happened. After I pressed E to open my inventory, and then nothing happened, so I figured the server was lagging a little bit and I didn't want to make it crash or anything, so I didn't press it again. I start playing, 20 minutes later this happens. You know, gets a little glitchy. My inventory opens. All these blocks just appear.
Charlie joined Simp City, quickly becoming Izzy's right-hand man. They'd be incredibly important to the development of Simp City. Charlie and Izzy added a mutual acquaintance of theirs, Gage, to the server, who would be known for saying odd things. Gage would work on building a floating base near Simp City, and would develop his gear very quickly, getting full netherite within the month. Evan also added his cousin Noah to the server, bringing the amount of Evan family members to 4. Noah and I didn't get along at all. He was a huge COD fanboy of all things, and overhyped his building, PvP, and general Minecraft skills. He built his base far off to the west, creating a couple of very shitty square houses, which just further added to my dislike of him. He also referred to me as Tickle instead of my fucking name, which is extra bad because he was doing it to refer to me by like my gamer tag, but everyone who refers to me by my gamer tag calls me Swan, so that just made it extra annoying. Several months had passed since Evan's stepdad had been on. I even asked Dominic, who just doesn't sleep, to get on late at night and look for him, but there was no sign of him. By all accounts, the guy had quit the server. Evan went to Evan's stepdad to ask him about his inactivity, and Evan's stepdad presented him with a plan. As it turns out, Evan's stepdad had been plotting in his time away, and he needed Evan to help him pull off his big plan, his final decisive victory against me. In order to end the war once and for all, Evan would present the idea of a final fight between me and Evan's stepdad, with the victor winning the war. Evan would tell me to build a fighting arena where Evan's stepdad and I would have an organized fight. We would set the rules and turn on keep inventory, making it a big server event. Everyone would want to see it. As I was nearing the conclusion of the build, Evan would plant TNT directly under the arena, hooking it all up to a lever in a room under the arena, and digging a death pit under that. Evan's stepdad would put a bed in the room, and set his spawn to it before the fight. Evan's stepdad accepted that he wouldn't be able to beat me in a fair fight, so after dying, he would respawn in the TNT room and blow up the arena. Even if he would technically lose the war in the fight, he would get the last laugh by destroying something I just built. Evan thought the idea was great, as he could use the explosion to officially betray me and begin what he called his villain arc, his plan to destroy Simp City and defeat me. Evan messaged me about the idea to have a final organized fight, and I was all for it. I knew I would be able to easily defeat Evan Stepdad, so I saw no reason to not take up his offer, and after the fight I could even go back to living in the refuge. I began construction on June 9th, planning to make a Roman-style fighting arena and call it the Colosseum. It would take a lot of stone, it would easily be the most impressive build on the server. I was also motivated to build it so I could show up to Noah and prove to him what real skill in building looks like. I recruited Dominic and Evan to get me stone and quickly went to work on building. Noah also offered to help with the construction, but all he did was make a small shack to store his stuff in the arena and never did anything. His shack ended up getting in the way too, so I had to demolish it, which annoyed him.
On June 12th, Evan added Dante Best to the server. He was almost never seen, and anytime he was either stealing stuff or overall being annoying. It also didn't help that he was like 12. A lot of people's stuff started getting griefed or stolen around this time, and we all started blaming it on Dante Best. Christopher's base ended up getting completely griefed, which had ended up being Callie, but we all thought it was Dante Best. Sim City started expanding a lot at this time. Izzy made the decision to finally tear down the walls and expand further outward. We began converting the brothel into a castle, and overall cleaning up the terrain, filling in creeper holes and covering up the nearby river, giving us much more area to build. Izzy began constructing a bunch of different things, including a church for people to get married and a love hotel called the Love Shack. We also received a bunch of new citizens, those being Maverick, Van, a friend of Maverick, and Riley, a friend of Izzy. Sim City was growing a lot, and we started improving a bunch of our buildings, like adding an axolotl tank in the castle. Izzy and Emma decided to make use of the church, and both got married to Maverick. We were really making progress, and Maverick helped to make us more of a fighting force. Even so, there were still a lot of random setbacks, all of which were blamed on Dante Best. Our axolotls kept despawning or dying due to drowns spawning in their tank, but we didn't notice at first, and blamed it on Dante Best. Dominic, who had been spending his time getting full netherite gear, made an effort to steal everyone's marriage documents, which we also blamed on Dante Best. All of us were using Dante Best as an excuse, and we were begging Evan to get rid of him. We were reaching a breaking point. All it would take is someone going too far.
Evan and I had been collecting a lot of iron so we could make lanterns for the Colosseum. We had collected 50 iron blocks for it, and figured someone would have to be pretty dumb to steal it. So Evan decided to steal it. I immediately posted in the Discord that if the iron wasn't returned to me in 4 days, I would systematically kill everyone until it was returned. In response to this, everyone stopped playing for like 7 days. Eventually, Evan returned the iron, and the server returned normal, although he didn't admit he was the one who took it. On June 18th, I added my friend and Dominic's cousin, Austin. Austin built a dock-themed base to the south of Simp City in the taiga forests, and focused on getting netherite. Having Dom and Austin as allies gave me a lot of security, and when they both got netherite, I would have 2 very skilled, very well-equipped allies to help me. Noah ended up running into Austin's base later, and said the dumbest shit possible about it.
Where the fuck is the call? Am I just
base?
You really
Has an
are.
American flag.
What's up?
Whose
No.
base has an American flag at 1680, 63,
I
12?
believe that is Austin's base.
I might start stealing his stuff. 'cause
If you do that, then I will
No.
stab you to death
You're not
repeatedly
stealing
over
his
and over
stuff.
again.
he is
if you-
very close to my
Listen, how
house.
did you mess up the
Wait,
lava
hold on.
pad?
I just put my map
No.
away. He's like
I'm
nowhere
listening,
near
Charlie.
your
I don't wanna
house. What are you
talk
talking about?
From my
He's-
house.
He's kind of close to Evan's house, but he's nowhere near your house.
Wait, I
He's
forgot.
really
I'm
close
gonna
to
need
my
a
house.
pickaxe.
He's nowhere.
No,
What on
but-
earth are you talking about? He's miles
Haven't
away.
you-
No, he's actual miles away. In fact,
I'm on drugs.
But yeah, if you steal from him, you will have to be murdered. I'm sorry.
he's actual miles away. Like that is
He
like you can measure things in Minecraft in miles, and I would bet you he's miles away.
That man's
Okay,
base,
well-
that man's base that you're stealing from is my cousin, and he is at work until 1 a.m. So he has no chance of coming to defend himself.
Oh, never mind then. I
Yeah.
won't steal stuff unless
I
he's
know.
on.
I need to check.
How
some
about
of
you
my
just don't
stuff.
steal stuff in the first place?
If you think 2,000 blocks away is close, I have no words for you. Construction finished on July 26th, and Evan managed to plant 54 blocks of TNT under my nose. He and Evan's stepdad rigged it with redstone, and set Evan's stepdad's spawn in the TNT room with a bed. Now all they had to do was wait. I made a set of banned items and rules for the fight, and we agreed on having a best 2 out of 3 battle, meaning whoever got 2 wins first would be the victor. After okaying the rules, Evan and I had a talk about the future. Evan did some alluding about the fight to me, predicting there would be more war afterwards. I disagreed, predicting that after I defeat Evan's stepdad, there won't really be anyone to fight, which will usher in a new era of peace for the server. On July 27th, Izzy finished constructing a theater in Simp City, and had an open mic night with myself, Riley, Van, Evan, and Charlie, where some interesting things occurred.
Today, I will be doing a reading from a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Who's sorry, I have to do a specific voice for it. I gotta get into it.
You guys know Oh, this is art.
A girl
Wow.
and a gamer? Whoa, mama.
Thank you.
Shrek had invited you to stay at his place for the weekend, so you told him you'd see him after
Get
school.
the fuck out.
Jaw drops. Tongue rolls out. Woof, 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 woof.
I was in the server, right? And all of the channels were just Among Us stuff. I showed my champion underwear to my girlfriend, and the logo I looked at, and I went, "Hey babe, when the underwear is sus."
You blushed. Hearing your name come from him was like somebody was embracing you into the world's greatest hug.
Milk truck crashes into a bakery store. In background, spilling out white liquid and dough. The streets, baby wants to fuck.
I also decided to hire Izzy and Charlie as security guards for the upcoming fight, as they had both recently acquired full netherite gear, and as Simp City citizens, they were a third party in the war. I also decided to have Dominic officiate the match, as he had also acquired netherite gear, and I trusted him more than Evan. It also didn't help Evan's case that he decided to randomly reveal to me his plan to start a villain arc by blowing up something at a public event, which was incredibly suspicious. The date for the fight was also decided and announced. I would have my final fight with Evan's stepdad on August 8th. The day of the fight finally rolled around, and the audience members began to trickle in, ushered by Charlie and Izzy. I had gathered some spyglasses for the audience as well, and had Charlie hand them out. Things were going well so far, and it seemed like everyone was having fun.
Besties.
Whoa.
Besties.
do we have the?
I
That's a
have no
Poland
clue
flag?
where I am. Did you go to the coordinates I gave you?
I don't know how to do that.
You know, it's really easy
Yeah.
to keep you guys in check whenever there's only 2 of you.
Well,
And I-
What do you think we're gonna do? Pull out a Glock at the Coliseum?
I don't know, just as a security
we
guard.
are security guards.
I hired security guards. They're on my
There's
payroll.
not really, like, any risk things that we think are going to happen, but like just in case, we
It's
have
like,
to keep you.
We're not
Oh,
afraid of
shit.
anything happening. It's just like there's a potential. And also because
Guys.
their job is to make sure you guys don't run around like crazy people on my build that I spent days on.
Hey, you should turn keep inventory on so I can die
Uh,
because I
hey-
know who I
Hey guys,
am.
hey, guess what's been on for like the past 30 minutes?
Is it been on?
It's been on for 30 minutes.
Can I kill myself?
Yes, you
please?
can.
This dog
That's
is
so
just staring me down. I don't like
You
it.
don't even need a bed.
What's
in
your
there.
issue, Evan?
I mean, you
Yeah,
do
it's
sleep,
staring you
but-
down because
yeah.
you're suspicious.
That's
You're,
cool.
Izzy,
I'm
look at the dog.
suspicious.
Izzy, look at the dog. Izzy, I think he has drugs. Izzy, I think he has drugs on him. Izzy's got drugs on him.
I have drugs on my diamond pickaxe.
He's got drugs.
But we can all set our spawn point in the same bed.
That's true.
Hey, I came to give you a flower.
I don't want one. You already gave me one earlier, and I don't have the inventory space.
So when's the
Rob-
fight gonna
Okay.
start?
Please. Also, you're not allowed to be in here. Excuse me. You're not allowed to be in here.
Excuse
Gonna
me,
have to ask
ma'am.
it.
I'm gonna need you to exit.
So much.
Exit or die.
Do they have to
Hey, when
go
does
out
the
the
fight
door?
actually start?
Just go out the door?
Oh, when Evan Stepdad
Just
returns.
exit the. Just go out. Oh my god. You know, actually, you know what? Keep inventory is on. We can't
Don't
just
worry,
kill them.
security here's. Don't worry,
know, but-
security is here.
Thank you, security. Izzy, set your spawn in this bed, by the way.
Hey, Chris. Hey, Chris. Look behind you. Look behind you.
No! No!
Wow, I see.
Security's here, guys. Security is here.
Evan, you're not staff, Evan. You're not allowed here.
But I'm a cool guy.
That doesn't matter.
I
Security!
breed my dogs.
Security!
Yeah.
Security!
Security.
Do I need to take care of this?
We got an infiltrator.
Vacate premises.
Sir, you gotta make it the premises.
Evan, I'm gonna need you to.
Sir, you gotta make it the premises. Actually, I don't want to fire on him. That's gonna waste.
Evan.
Izzy, you have a puppy.
Fire on me, huh?
Evan, I'm gonna need you to leave.
Yeah,
Evan?
Sir, you gotta exit the premises.
You have to leave.
Show me where the
Mason.
exit is.
It's this way.
Sure.
Hold on. Follow me. You do make a good point. You don't actually know how to get out.
Okay, here's the stake.
Oh,
Here's
I'm
the
dying.
unofficial
That's
stakes of the
cute.
match. Whoever wins gets to marry me
Uh,
immediately after the match.
You have to win.
Unofficial stakes, right? Dominic, unofficial, not agreed upon. Not agreed upon. We already had arrangements, Dominic. We're engaged. You can't just throw that away.
I'm giving you more incentive to win.
Okay, alright, that's fair.
Don't fall in.
He couldn't have put his shopping off. What the fuck?
I feel like this music fits our situation.
It kinda does, I will mention.
Yeah.
I keep seeing your dogs take fall damage, which is quite funny.
They're just
Oh,
goofing around, being so silly.
Chris is Steve for me now.
Oh, this dog's about to die. Eat up, chalupa cut.
Eat cats. Hey, Izzy, I'm looking at you.
Where are you? Oh, hi. Nice.
Please tell me that was intentional. Please tell me that was
Yeah.
intentional.
It was. I've been waiting for so long. My name is Amy the Hedgehog, and I just want to get plowed by Sonic the Hedgehog.
Where's Dominic?
Heck yeah, man. Let's
Dominic,
go.
I zoomed in on you when you were saying that, and your character was looking me dead in the eyes.
Oh.
And it scared me.
Unfortunately, Evan's stepdad was late to his own fight, so we had Evan and Dom have a mock battle while we waited.
Alright, both of you get to the entrances, the gates on each side.
What?
Alright? Are you ready?
Oh, they're doing the
Are you ready?
Sure.
Let's do this.
3, 2, 1, fight!
Go, go, go. Oh my gosh!
You might want to take your totem of undying out of your hands.
Oh, yeah, I forgot those are illegal. Hold on.
yeah.
Take
Yeah,
that.
both of you pause, take it out of your hands.
You're gonna waste you
Out.
at them.
Take it
Yeah,
out.
don't waste your
Take it out.
totems.
Take it out. Thank you. God, you're in console. It took 5 fucking minutes.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, Evan didn't really stand a chance.
Guys,
You hyped, Evan?
I don't know if you guys have noticed, but it is a bit after 7 o'clock.
Yeah, Evan's
Yeah,
stepdad is very
a lot
late.
of build up for a fight that's gonna be
He's gonna
like
miss his
3
own
seconds.
funeral.
It's not gonna be 3 seconds. It's a best 3.
Okay, my bad. 15 seconds.
It's a best of 3. Come on, man.
Gonna be 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Eventually, Evan's stepdad showed up. I began showing him around, and,
Okay.
The button, sir. To your right. On the wall. On the wall.
There is no.
Oh no, it's stone on stone. Just yep.
Do you remember?
Oh, I remember. Just walk through the freaking door, please. Oh my god, Evans. My god.
This is your arch rival.
Yeah.
He was so much more intimidating whenever I first. Okay, dude. Oh my god. Okay, just walk forward. Just walk. There you go. There you go.
yeah, this fight wasn't gonna be hard. I had actually said beforehand that anyone who couldn't open the door wasn't worthy of fighting in the Coliseum. So, kinda awkward. After showing him the locker room, which he didn't set his spawn in, we were ready to fight. But before we started, I decided to make a quick speech.
I would like to make a speech, everyone.
Why'd you tell me to speak the
you,
second
Yeah,
I heard speak?
Yeah, I kind of forgot. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's my
Okay.
bad. I would like to make a speech. So,
You need more Cheetos.
for months that I've forgotten the actual date of, me and Evan Stepdad have been at war. And today, well, it's been the war of Lamb Park versus Evan Stepdad. And today is the day that war finally ends. Today is the day that we can all finally see peace. And Evan Stepdad, regardless of who wins, I think we can both be glad that peace will finally be coming.
He's got a gun.
It's kind of a fight. We're allowed to have weapons. So,
Please don't start yet.
although this may be the last day, that Lamb Park may be fighting for something, I am fighting today for Lamb Park.
Lamb Park?
Yeah, it's the color.
Alright, Dominic, do your thing.
Okay, so welcome to the fight today, everyone. So you already here, you did the introductions. I will start off with the rules. You cannot take any potions before the match. You cannot have your bow pre-charged before the match. You cannot use a totem in the match. And there is no leaving the arena, no breaking or placing blocks. That's about it. It'll be a best of 3 match, and a unofficial rule that was added at the end is whoever wins the match gets my hand in marriage.
Beware, you are allowed to use potions and stuff in the fight.
And just so you know, Evan Stepdad, I am an adult, so it won't be weird. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. I really hope that arrow doesn't hit one. That'd be really awkward.
And it's coming down.
You're not gonna get any commentary, Chris. This is very gruesome. They're throwing hands.
No, hold on. I wanna hit him with my special arrows at least once. Come on, hold on. Stand still. There we go.
Shark bait. Wow.
But when I killed him, he didn't respawn in the TNT room. And when Evan and Evan's stepdad went to check the room, they found this.